Bianca, you're the most beautiful woman I have ever seen.
I'm sure I am, since you have glaucoma. Now, where's my champagne?
This is for you, my beautiful Bianca.
For me? Oh, you definitely should have. Now let's go knock the dust off of that old wrinkle stick.
Some call it reinvention. Others call it instinct. She calls it Friday night. From the woman who's worn 1,000 faces comes a brand new one. Sharper, stranger, and far more fun. Starring Nakia Niteshade. With hot topics, sketch comedy, and special guests who should probably know better. Breathe it in. This is Nakia at Night.
Hold tight.
Mom, we're really hungry for a snack.
Oh, I know exactly what we need.
It's always a good time for Hot Topics.
Oh, yes, I'm back. So, okay. Week 2, who knew? All right, so first of all, I want to address a couple of things from last week. So first of all, yes, I was using a teleprompter last week because it's a show. It was my pilot. I was so nervous. And I could have did another take if I really wanted to because it was recorded. But I thought it was best to leave it the way it was because that's how I felt. I really wanted to share my story with all of you. I really wanted to invite people who don't know me to know who I am because I have this lineage behind me. I don't just use AI to show you who I am and what I can do, but I am using AI to show you who I am and what I can do. And if you check out my TikTok and my Instagram, I've already kind of mentioned how I feel about that earlier today. So if you want to check that out, you can. But I really appreciate the feedback I've been getting and the views is crazy on my socials. It's actually crazy for my YouTube because I haven't been on YouTube in a long time. So I had to like dust it off. But I'm back and I'm really happy to be back and, you know, hopefully we'll get picked up. But okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple hot topics that I missed out because obviously we do this on Mondays and it is Monday in February the 16th, right? Today's the 16th. Let me look at my watch. Yeah. Sorry, I lose track of time sometimes. I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest with you. I'm good about a lot of things. Time is not good as one of them, and I forget people's names all the time. Speaking of a name that was really supposed to stay forgotten, Jill Zarin. Who knew I was going to be talking about Jill Zarin in 2026? But here she is. For those of you who do not know who Jill Zarin is, congratulations. You're one of the lucky people of this planet who never watched her on the New York Housewives, the Real Housewives of New York on Bravo, to be precise. I am a Housewives addict. In fact, I went to rehab for it for a while. Rehab being I got rid of my Peacock subscription for about 2 years and overpaid for Hulu, Disney, but I'm back and oh, it feels so good. Oh God, oh, I love catching up, watching and binge watching. Oh, it's so good. Oh, just let your wives and your girlfriends do it. It's good for us. We need to watch those bitches go at it. Like we have to. It's great. But one of the bitches I never really liked was Jill Zarin. Now, a little backstory about her very quickly. Jill Zarin, she was one of the original members of the show. They're supposed to be like elite, society in New York. Some of them were, some of them weren't. Obviously, from that particular cast came the scourge on earth that is Bethany Frankel. So it did elevate people's lives and careers. However, Jill Zarin, she was married to a very wealthy man who ran a company called Zarin Fabrics. And she was your typical, New York elite from the Jewish community. And she had that voice. Oh my God, hi. If you're a fan of the show, you know that was a spot on Jill Zarin. Hi. Flames on my face. I hate that woman so much. So the fact that the rest of the world hates her now works for me. I did see the video. the video of what, you know, she was doing and saying. I think it's over here. I'm sorry. What she's doing and saying about, she was talking about Bad Bunny, and she made it pretty clear that she was disappointed that there were no white people on stage with him, which, by the way, I don't know how she figured that out. Like, there were people in bushes. there were people dressed as bushes. So maybe they were white. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. So, I don't know what her deal was or why she felt like doing that. But to be clear, she's supposed to be on a new show on E! That's bringing back all of the OG housewives from New York City, because they were so abruptly fired a few years ago, and people love them. Not her, but people love them. I think she thought what she was doing was going to get some virality to it, and it was going to help bring attention to the show, and it did. But it also got her fired. And so she's no longer on the show, and, you know, the people came with their torches after her. But the reality is this. Look, what Jill Zarin said was distasteful, and she's not the greatest person in the world, and her voice is as jarring as listening to a cat falling off the side of a building, screaming for dear life as it's being pelted by stones. But the reality is this, that I can't imagine that she was the worst thing that happened that week. Never mind the way that we had the press acting like she was the biggest. I mean, there couldn't possibly have been a bigger bitch all last week. Who could have been? Oh, that's right. Oh, Pam Bondi. The name that sounds like a villain from every horror movie you've ever heard of, decided to unleash her demonic facial expressions and weird, evil, mean attacks on members of Congress. She ignored victims behind her. She laughed at things mentioned that happened to victims. In fact, watching the Pam Bondi experience made me realize that last week's Press Secretary of Chaos skit could have been so much worse. I could have went in on that. Do you understand? I was very cautious to watch. You know, I was like, don't make her too evil. We have clips, and I will show you in the blooper reel at the end of this season. We have clips of how evil I was going to go. And I was like, no, that's too scary. No, it's not. No, there's literally people that are working in our government who are like, oh, hold my beer, hold my drink, I got this. Pam Bondi literally unlatched her jaw and went into the townsfolk to scare them and to eat their Allegedly. Actually, it's not allegedly, huh? Well, whatever. She was terrifying, and watching that, I don't even have words because I don't want to have words for this, but what I will say is this. In the end, we had the two horsemen of the demonic bitch moment in society, which was Jill Zarin, Pam Bondi, and they did a great job distracting us from all of the nonsense that's going on in our world. And if that wasn't enough, I was riddled with fear all week long trying to get my show ready, that I had involuntary things happening. Don't you dare. Don't even press that button. You will not make any of those sounds. So I'm just, before, because I see the finger, we're not doing that. So I was very nervous about doing the show, and I was like losing, like everything that was in me was coming out. TMI. However, it was a fabulous diet plan. Who needs a GLP-1 when you can just have, you know, anxiety? And quite frankly, if you can't afford a GLP-1 and you don't have the pre-show jitters to have pre-show shitters, then might I suggest to you the Niteshade Melt. Check it out.
To the Niteshade Melt, babies. Time to torch the day away. Step touch, here we go. And squeeze. Oh boy. That's it, keep it melted. Left me up. Whoop. And right. You're good, you're good. Flow like hot cheese, not like spilled milk. Hips, hips, squeeze.
Time for the Nakia Melt Meal. First lesson, we melt the bad choices before they melt you.
Lunchtime for the Nakia Melt Meal. We're torching those midnight munchies before they torch you. Watch this. No, not that.
That's my burger.
Absolutely not that. That's a one-way ticket to nap time in a pine box. Hold up. No, ma'am.
2-tier meal plan. Our Luxe plan is for everyone who makes over $100K a year. Comes plated like this, single sashimi, garnished to the heavens. And then we have the other plan for the people who don't.
Sort of balanced. Completely intentional. One protein, one green, one ironic grain choice, and a tissue for emotional hydration. That's what discipline looks like.
Notice the space on the plate. That's confidence.
Tastes like size 2 jeans.
Great focus back there. Nice, controlled movement. Remember, it's not about effort, it's about commitment. You're doing exactly what the program asks. That's the Niteshade Melt Way.
Everyone, this is an advanced breathing moment. Inhale comfortably, pause, exhale at your own pace. Good. Stay right there. That's progress.
That's confidence.
The Niteshade Melt is not FDA approved. Side effects may include loss of bowels control, vertigo, and temporary demonic illusions. But hey, you won't be a fatty anymore, so that's a win.
Three-hit remix. I'm cutting you off. Star Strike. Feel the beat. Justice served.
Okay, gamers. Welcome to my gaming show, I guess. This is the part of the show that I talk about gaming. I'm so sorry. I'm still getting used to doing this, so just bear with me. It's been a while since I've done anything like this. And that's because most of the time I'm gaming. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to hold you. And I want to talk to you because last week, Overwatch, or is it Overwatch 2? No, I think they removed the 2. Yes, I think Overwatch is transitioning back to its original form, and I guess they're also going to upgrade and do a few new things, so I'm a little excited about it. I don't know if you are, but what's happening is basically they're making more promises that they probably don't intend to keep, allegedly, and we're hoping for the best, but we're expecting the worst because this is Overwatch after all, and greed is always the overhead of everything that's going on in the gaming community. We're going to get to PlayStation and microtransactions, so just hold on tight. But I just wanted to mention really quickly, for those of you who are discussing online in the discourse about Overwatch has stolen a lot of their new characters for this overhaul. Oh, I made a pun. Where's the sound? Okay, thank you. The overhaul that they've done from Rivals, Marvel Rivals, and of course, yes, of course they did, but, well, allegedly, I have to say allegedly, but the reality is this: there would never be a Marvel Rivals if there wasn't an Overwatch, so let's get that straight. I am a avid Marvel Rivals player, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, but I want to tell you that I did think it was kind of tacky. It's a little like Grandpa saying, you know, skeet and cap, and you're like, no, those are not for you. And when you see them take characters like, or lightly condition some of their other characters to seem very similar to characters from Rivals, I would say it's a little sad. It's a little sad because if you see this cat that's flying around in a jetpack, you want it to have a cute name. I'm not going to make up one now, and Overwatch didn't bother either because they just named it Jetpack Cat, which they're allowed to get away with because on Rivals, there's a shark who lives on land, and they named him Jeff the Land Shark, although technically that was his name. So it's giving you know, I liked your outfit, so I bought something similar, you know, but at Shein. Like it's I'm sorry, Shein. I like Shein. I think this is from Shein, actually, to be fair. I think it might this might be from Shein. Not this, but this. Not these. These are not from Shein. I promise. But anyway, okay, I'm off track. But here's the thing, right? So I like the idea of the new 5 characters. They claim that they're going to have a story mode. They've done that before. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments wherever you're seeing this. Are you into it? Are you re-downloading Overwatch? Are you still, you know, are you loyal to Rivals? Are you done with Rivals? I'm at the level where I'm almost done with Rivals. I've deleted Rivals 3 times out of anger. If I do it a 4th time, I'm not going to re-download it. So I've decided not to do it again. There's a lot wrong with Rivals. There is. I'm a diamond level player, but it's a struggle to get there sometimes because of the way the game is structured. That being said, the thing that all of these games have in common that's making them really a big problem has nothing to do just with the game itself. It has to do with the expenses. It's really expensive to be a gamer now more than ever before. Matter of fact, it's so expensive to be a gamer right now that PlayStation is considering letting people rent PlayStation because they can't afford them, which means they're going to charge more and then you don't own it. There's a word I want to use, but I'm not going to because I get censored here, but trust me, it's a word that they can take it and shove it right up. Anyway, so here's the thing, right? So as a gamer, an avid gamer, I know the one thing that has always upset me the most has been microtransactions, having to pay crazy amounts of money for skins. So it used to be $1, $5, and now it's like you're spending no less than $15 for an imaginary piece of art that you don't get to wear or own. And sometimes it's like upwards of $30 or $50, depending on what that skin is. Because if it's connected to a franchise or something major, they will milk it for more money. And that's really become the biggest issue in our gaming world. But what is so scary and weird is that somehow the JE files, if you guys know what I'm talking about, we're learning so much about the elites through that. I don't even want to call them the elites. Let's call them what they are. The wealthy. I don't want to say. I'm too afraid to say on here. Okay, so I'm not going to, but you know what they are. You know what they are. You know what they are. And why was JE so tied in to Call of Duty? He played Call of Duty. They're so tied into it. He had the nerve to be the one to suggest microtransactions and some type of currency in a game. So now we're all in this consistent hell of like having to watch our money get siphoned from these games because of JE. Think about that. I'm gonna let that settle with you. And so one of my biggest gripes, I'll tell you right now, is the fact that on Rivals, it's to the point where I don't even buy skins anymore, really, because currently we are in a situation where there are 4 mini battle passes on Rivals. There is a regular battle pass, and then there's routinely 4 skins at least a week, plus like any other stuff they do. Who's paying for all that? Sure, the rich people's kids are paying for that. The rich are paying for that. Great. But anyone who's making a certain amount of money, you're choosing between going out, eating, who knows what, if you want that skin. And by the way, it's not worth it. So don't do it. Especially on Rivals, where I play Luna Snow, I play Invisible Woman, and if you're sitting there going, of course she does. Yeah, of course I do. And get a good look at me. Because a lot of times I hear you boys talk about, oh, she's probably 300 pounds. Oh, she's probably ugly. Nobody wants her. This is who's sitting back there, who's carrying you with 40 kills and 35,000 to 44,000 heals in Diamond. Know it. But here's what I'm not doing. I am not going to buy the skins over and over again because I could literally take a week off of that game, maybe even 3 months off of that game, and there will be another skin from one of those characters. So they make them irrelevant because the reality is, if there's always a new one and you want to seem like you're relevant and cool, then you can just buy the newest one. It doesn't matter if you missed the last 10. So we got to work on that. Let me know what you guys think about microtransactions, renting consoles. Do you like any of the new Overwatch characters? I know that they heavy-handedly had allegedly taken characters like the Phoenix, which, by the way, Rivals, they did better than you. Oh, sorry about that. They did better than you. She comes back to life through flames. Yours does what does the Phoenix do? What does the Phoenix do on Rivals? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, and we'll get to some more gaming topics eventually later this season, of course. If there's something you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. And yeah, now let's go check in on one of my friends.
Happy Valentine's Day, Bianca.
How did you buy this bracelet?
With my black card, Bianca.
Then I'll take that. Now the Niteshade.